Hello again, grade 2. It's Wednesday and it's time for another science class. As you can see, I'm back outside in the woodland area here at BGV and it's a gloriously sunny day. What a perfect day to do some planting. As you can see, we've got lots of different types of trees and plants all around our school here at BGV, and we're so lucky that we can explore them together and learn so much more about how they grow and what they grow into. But I wonder, all of these different plants behind me and all around in front of me, where do they begin? How do all plants begin? I've shown you in a video, I've shown you in a diagram, I've shown you in a quick little cartoon. But do you remember exactly how it begins? That's right, you've got it. All plants start with seeds. And here are some trusty seeds here that I'm going to use today. We know that the seeds need to go into the soil so that it can germinate from the water and the sun, sprout roots, and then grow into a strong stem to develop its leaves and flower. There are different plants here. Some of them are flowering plants. Over here we've got some ferns. Behind me we've got a conifer. Over here we've got a evergreen tree. There are lots of different types. Today, I thought it would be really fun, not just to watch a video or listen to me talking about planting seeds. I thought it could be fun to really plant seeds together. So if you've got some seeds lying around at home and you can get some soil like I've got here, what I'd like you to do is follow this video with me and grow your very own plant at home. What we can do is you can send me videos or pictures of your plant growing week by week. When it germinates, when it sprouts, as it starts to grow, as it grows its leaves and its flower, and I can do the same. Today's Wednesday, so what I will do in a moment is begin to show you how to plant your seed correctly in a pot at home. What I can do every Wednesday is take a picture of what our plant in the classroom looks like. You can then see week by week how the plant is growing. If you can do the same and show me, that would be fantastic, and we can share all of our exciting pictures together. It's quite sunny out here today, so I'm not going to stay here very long because I don't want to get a sunburn. So I'm going to go to the eco room on the first floor here at BGV. If you've not been there before, we'll go there again together, don't worry. It's all about learning about the environment, about learning about different plants, habitats, environments, also all about different types of animals and species of animals. We're going to focus on plants though, because that's our topic for this month. Before we do that, why don't we quickly recap about the process of how a plant grows and what it needs to grow. We'll start with that picture and the cartoon that I made, all about how that plant is, how that seed is planted after being scattered, and then what it needs to grow. Let's quickly recap, and I'll see you in the eco room ready to plant our seeds. We first start by planting a seed. The seed needs to go into the soil. Then the seed needs some sun. That will give it light and energy. And then, of course, we do need that very important water. Let's have a look. First, you need a seed that goes into some soil. It doesn't need to be very deep into the soil because we need the seed to get some water. Then it will start to germinate. Here comes the cloud, and there's the water. The water comes from the cloud and it's rain. Now, you don't just need rain, we can use a watering can as well, which we will do in the classroom. After this, you'll need lots and lots of sunlight. Now, the sunlight gives the seed energy to have strength to begin to grow. Okay, soon after this, the sun will have gained enough energy and strength for it to be able to begin to make roots. So finally, even though it does take some time, so be very patient and wait, You can watch your plant grow nice and tall and strong. There we have our nice plant growing. Here come the leaves to soak up all of that sun. And here we have our plant. Okay, so here we are in BGV's lovely eco room. You can see that we've got lots of trees here behind me. Now this room teaches us all about how living things on our planet Earth grow and how they live and what they need to live, from plants and flowers to animals, to bees, to birds, to even humans. Okay, so this year in science we'll do lots and lots of lessons in here because it's a great place to explore exactly how our world works. So I told you we're going to do some planting together. Now, as we know, all plants start with their seeds. So this is a packet of seeds. You can buy these pretty much everywhere. There's a lovely lady that lives right near me, and she has a little stall outside her house and she sells these there. If not, you can pick these up for very, very little money in Daiso or even at a local supermarket. Inside these, you'll find that there are some seeds that are quite big, and they'll plant quite big leafy plants. This is going to grow a flowering plant today, and if you can get something that grows flowering plants, that would be perfect. Now, obviously, we need something to contain our soil. We can't just throw the soil on the ground and then throw loads of seeds inside. So when we're planting at home or planting at school, we always start with a plant pot. Now, this isn't just any ordinary plastic pot. What's very special about this is that if you turn it upside down, it has holes inside. Why do you think it needs to have holes inside? Well, let's think about you and I. If we drink lots and lots of water, we get very, very full, and sometimes we need to let some of that water out. Well, if we were to have too much water, then what would happen is that our bodies would be filled up with too much water and we wouldn't be able to breathe very well and we wouldn't grow very well. Well, a plant is exactly the same way. If you don't have holes in the bottom of your plant pot, what happens is that the seeds will sit in wet soil. Now, we know that moist soil is very, very good for helping germination, and it's important for giving nutrients to the roots. But if you give it too much water and don't let it drain some water at the bottom, then actually that seed will drown and it won't be able to germinate. It will have had too much water, and that is what we call saturation. Can you say that word? Saturation. It's a tricky word, and of course we're going to come across it again and explore how that happens. We'll do that in an experiment very soon together. Okay, once you've got your plant pot with the holes in the bottom, you need to open up your plant seeds, just like I've done here. Now inside, you'll find, if you shake it, you can hear that there are lots of seeds inside, and they're very little. In fact, I've put a few on my hand here. Can you see how small they are, just here? These ones are nice and long. And what we're going to do is choose about 4 of these today and put them inside our soil. Okay. I'm going to put 4 to one side. There we are. Right, so you've got your plant pot. Now, we have said that the holes in the bottom need to let some of the water out, but you can't just let it make a mess all over your table. So you'll need something to put this pot in. It doesn't need to be something fancy. In fact, all I've done is get a bit of a plastic bottle. So I'm going to pop that inside, and what this will do is it will catch some of that water. Now that's very important. You don't let all of the water drain away, because when the soil gets a little bit drier again, it will start to soak up some of the water that's left. Inside that water will be lots and lots of nutrients from the soil. So it's important that we don't drown the plant, but it's also important we don't waste the nutrients. So pop your plant pot inside here. I'll pop that to one side for now. Now, what do plants need to grow? Well, the seed must go into you've got it, into the soil. And here's my big bag of soil that I've got here. Loads of it. Actually, I've got all of this so that we could have done this together. So I'm hoping that very soon we can all do it together one more time in class. Fingers crossed. Well, I'm going to show you another little trick that makes your plant grow extra strong at home. You can buy all of these things in Daiso and it's very cheap. You can find these little rocks, okay? They're little stones. You don't need many of them, but what they are great at doing is absorbing and helping to control that water flow so that the seed germinates and gets all of those nutrients perfectly. So what I'm going to do first is take my little plant pot and I'm just going to pour in just a very small little layer, one little layer of these little special stones that help absorb the water. There we go. We're just going to put in a few. I'll put them to one side. Can you see? I've just put in a few there. Right. The next thing we're going to need to do is, of course, take our soil. Now, we need to do this in 2 stages. And that is because the seed needs to be buried in the middle. If the seed is just placed on the top, it has nowhere to basically rest. It needs to be in a dark, moist place, which is why it goes deep into the soil. So, here's my soil. Now, I'm going to use my hands because I don't mind getting dirty because I love gardening. But if you want to put a glove on or you want to use a trowel, that's absolutely fine, of course. But if you do use your hands, or even when you're doing anything like this, remember to wash your hands afterwards. Okay, all we need is a little small handful to start with, and we're going to put that inside. It's better to start small and then you can keep measuring. Now, it needs to go about halfway up the pot. Now, for me, that has been perfect, or just maybe a little bit more. There we are. If you're using your hands, remember to do it over the bag so you don't make a mess like I've just done there. Okay, you can see I've gone about halfway up my plant pot. So what we're going to do now, remember those seeds I said that I was saving for later? Well, I'm going to take, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got about 6 of these little seeds. It's better to do a few more than a few less, just in case they don't all grow. So I'm going to then put them very neatly inside so that they have a little bit of distance around them so that they can grow nicely. If you put them all together, then they wouldn't have enough room to grow their roots. So we need to give them a good chance. I'm going to come and show you again a little bit more closely. Can you see where I've placed them all separately? Okay, now what we need to do, just like a nice bed, you need to put the duvet over these lovely little seeds. So I'm going to take another small handful, just like so, and I'm going to place that over the top, being very careful. Now, you can either shake this so that it's even, or you can slightly pat it down. And that should be perfect for your seeds to be inside a nice dark area of soil. Before I do the final little tip, I have something here that if you can find this, you can mix this with your soil. Now my soil that I bought has already been mixed with this, and this is a special substance called compost. Compost is made up of old plants and old fruits that are ground down and what they do is they're full of nutrients. So if you put that into the soil, that soil has even extra nutrients, so your plants are guaranteed to grow even stronger. Mainly these are used if you're using outdoor gardens or balcony gardens, or you're growing larger plants. So that's why I've not used it for this small little plant. But as your plant gets bigger and bigger and needs to grow into bigger and bigger pots, this stuff might be great to use. Okay, so we've got our seeds. The seeds are in the soil. Of course, what does the soil need to be for the seed to germinate? I hear you saying water. Well, I don't have a fancy watering can, so I just put water into a paper cup, which is perfectly fine. Now, remember, we do not want to put too much water in to start with, otherwise it will drown. We just want to turn this soil from a light brown to a dark brown colour. But oops, what have I forgotten? If I put water in now, it's just going to pour through because of the holes. So don't forget to put it inside your little container. Okay, I'm just going to pour some water until I see all of that changing a nice little colour. 3 little swirls should be absolutely perfect. Now you can see already some of the water has started to come down into the base. Leave that in there. Now what we need to do now is find a nice sunny place for this plant to live. That's where it will grow really, really nicely. Now, in this room, there's not much sun anymore, so I'm going to head upstairs to find a nice place to put this. Thanks guys for watching today. I'm going to hope to see lots of you growing your plants as well at home. Send me some pictures of what you're doing, or if you want to, make a short video. You can send that too, that would be great to see. I'm going to keep taking photos of this plant. Don't forget, at this stage, you should try and water it every day, just 1 time a day, a small amount. Keep it in a sunny place, and soon that seed will start to germinate and you'll start to see some first shoots growing through that soil. Thank you very much for listening one more time today. I can't wait to see your seeds growing, and I can't wait to see this plant growing. I'll see you again on Friday. Actually, no, I'll see you tomorrow in our online class. Can't wait. It was so nice to see all your faces. Yay. Okay, see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.